It is February 2024. And today on Just Ask Spirit, it is your astrology update. I have my friend here, Carmen Turner Schott, our resident astrologist in the house, giving us input on what's going on in February 2024. I want to remind you guys that every show is sponsored by the Just Ask Spirit Marketplace. You can find that at my website, which is sheriannaboyle.com. And it's there you're going to find our sponsors of the show, some books, some spiritual art, even some skincare line that I absolutely love there. And you're also going to find some courses. I have a new course out. It's called Learning to Connect with Archangels. I'm teaching that course online if you want to sign up. And then Carmen and I are doing new moon manifesting circles. So again, you'll have to go to Just Ask Spirit Marketplace, just click on the image there and register for our new moon event, which is coming up very soon. Welcome again. Carmen is here. I'll connect you in just a moment, right after the break. So hang in there. Carmen Turner Schott, welcome to Just Ask Spirit.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Official introduction. So, individuals that don't know you, Carmen, I'll say that we have some new listeners, which we do get new listeners, and I have to remember that. Tell the audience who you are.
Yeah, so I've been studying astrology since I was 16, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker who brings astrology into my counseling and what I do to help people heal and transform and become more resilient. So, like tapping into your personality traits of your birth chart. So, I do psychological astrology, is really what I do, which is more of a tool of self-awareness. And I've been teaching astrology, the basics, writing books about it. So anyone can pick up my books, Sun Signs, Houses, and Healing, and understand all about your main sun sign personality and how to self-care and how to heal and all your, personality traits to validate who you are. And so astrology is my passion. I work with trauma survivors for over 30 years and children, teens, and adults and prevention of violence and my normal job. But astrology is my passion, and I love explaining it to people that it's energy, and it's the energy that affects us and why it's accurate and why it feels so validating. People are like, "Well, how did you know that?" Well, because it's your birth chart, which is the map of your soul, And so I love to come on every month and talk the astrological energy going on in the world. The moon is our emotions, our emotional nature. So the cycles of the moon affect all of us on Earth, even if we believe in astrology or not. It impacts our mood, our sleep, our body. And so I just love to teach this and talk about it to help people understand maybe why they're feeling a certain way, and be able to overcome, different energies that might be challenging, or tap into the positive energy to do what they need to do and heal and let go and forgive and find the right partner and relationships and all, love and happiness and all that stuff.
I love it. Yeah. And you help me so much. So, and I'm so grateful. I know you could be on a lot of shows and every month. So I'm grateful that you picked Just Ask Spirit and you and I become friends through the show. It's been a real blessing in my life to have you as a friend, but you really helped me. So before I say this, I want everyone to know last month we kind of made a random announcement that we were going to do new moon circles. I want everyone to know, full disclaimer here, because remember we were talking about Mercury at retrograde and we are like, don't ever start something new. Carmen and I have been talking about this stuff for a while, so it wasn't that weird
Yeah.
about doing something together for probably a year, right, Carmen? We've oscillated
Yeah.
about teaching together. So we have started new moon circles, and where you're going to find the signups for those are called new moon manifesting circles. Carmen actually reads your chart, and that's to get my point here. And then I do the spiritual laws of the universe, which are my latest book, which is Energy in Action, and also the emotions and energy healing and things like that. And together we provide 75 minutes where you're going to just get a lot of self-care in that moment. We don't just talk about self-care. We do talk about it, but you're also going to receive
Mhm.
healing and information about your birth chart. So back to what I was saying is when you told me, I don't know if I told you this,
No,
it
no.
made such a difference for me because sometimes I think those of us who are like in healing work or we're in these jobs where it feels like you're not really saying a job. I hate it when people ask me what do I do for a living.
I
I'm
know.
like, how do I answer that question?
You're an entrepreneur.
Thank you. I like okay, I write books,
Yeah.
I do energy healing. I feel like I'm so woo-woo, right? And so I'm like, I do a lot of things, right? So anyway, you said to me one day, Sherry, you call me Sherry, right? Yeah, we are on a Sherry basis here. You said it's in your chart that you're supposed to be an energy healer. Like it's in your chart. And
Yeah.
that helped
Yeah.
me so much, Carmen, because even though I've been doing energy healing for
Yeah.
gosh, I mean, so long now, well over like 16 years in there.
Yeah.
It was like it something was like, okay, this is really, I mean, I don't know why we have to ask ourselves, am I on my path? We've been doing something for so long, but is this really it, universe? And you were like, yeah, it's in your chart.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that helped me a ton. And that's what you get when you come to our groups, right, Carmen?
Yeah. Yeah, what we'll do is when you register and sign up to join us each month, there's a certain new moon energy impacting all of us each month. And so I'll talk a little bit about what sign the new moon is in, how to, harness its energy, tap into your intentions of manifestation. And then I'll tell you what area of life that the new moon is in your birth chart and just some tips and things to focus on that new moon cycle in your normal life. It could be home and family, could be career, could be your marriage and partner, could be your health. And so I share that with each student, and I do your birth chart prior to the meeting and get it all ready and send it to you. And then in the class, I'll tell each of you where the new moon is and what you need to tap into. And then after I'm done doing the astrology bit, then Sherry does the energy healing with everybody. And it was very powerful because, things come up as she was doing um, her energy healing. I would have things come through that I wanted
Yeah.
to share, and I put it in the chat, like messages and about, the
And that's
energy.
what I love because you don't always channel. I love the way you can channel. And that's the thing about Carmen. She'll start channeling things. I start channeling things. Honestly, it's the greatest deal in town. Come into our group. I think you get a lot. So anyway, we'll stop talking about that. It's at the Just As Spirit Marketplace. You go there. You're going to see the graphic. You'll see some of Carmen's books. You'll see some of other things there. And that's where you register. So just click on the graphic there, register for our next group and try it out. I think you're going to love it. So here we are, Carmen. It's
February.
it's February. Yeah, we're in the month of love.
Yes.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, do you want to backtrack like we always do a little bit, like
Yeah.
January a little bit? And by the way, this is episode's dropping a little late this month because Carmen was not feeling well.
No, I got my butt kicked by a couple different things. So right, I had food poisoning, which I thought was food poisoning, but I think it was a bad virus. And I just started feeling better probably Saturday. I mean, it was a whole week. I had to take off work a little bit last week, and then I couldn't eat anything but broth until Saturday. I think actually yesterday is when I had a normal, try to risk eating anything normal. I had mashed potatoes. I'm being real simple, nothing
Ooh,
weird. So,
yeah.
but and what it is, it's my chart, what's going on in my chart, my health house. So my energy and my body and system is ultra vulnerable right now. And so I know that, and I can get sick easily. So, I was sick right after Christmas with that bad cold thing. I thought it was COVID, and that took 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get over, and then now this. So, but I'm better now, and I think what was going on the end of January, it was just intense because the planet Pluto changed signs. It went in from Capricorn into Aquarius, which is a transformational energy. It's like a huge change in the world and in our lives. And depending where Pluto is in your birth chart, it's going to completely change how you feel because Pluto hasn't been in Aquarius since the 1700s, and it's going to be in this sign now for 20 years. And so it's a global world
So what could people
Yeah,
expect? What can you give us some examples of
yeah,
to
it's happening.
expect with this change?
Yeah, it's happening right now with for instance, there was a lot of when Pluto was in Aquarius is when they founded the Constitution and America, all, people were standing up in civil war, the French Revolution, for instance. So if you see what's going on now with our border, Texas and states are trying to fight against the federal government to protect their borders. There's civil uprising. There's all these marches about, the war in Israel and all these things going on college campuses. There's pickets. There's, people are speaking up. There's this civil kind of revolution going on that has to do with beliefs, which is Aquarius, because they're all about beliefs. What do you think? What you believe? They're about humanitarian causes, the global scale, helping people on a large scale, big groups, technology, innovation. All this stuff has been kind of already in the works because Pluto was in Capricorn, and then a year ago it moved into Aquarius for a short time. Then it moved back into Capricorn, and now it's fully in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So we've been kind of dabbling with this Capricorn Aquarius Pluto energy, but it wasn't fully in Aquarius, but now it is. And so we got 20 years. And if you look at it, it's all over the place. UFO sightings, UAPs. I
It's
mean,
so funny. My daughter, because my kids listen to our things. This is the only episode they listen to. The one that
well,
you're on. They
well,
ask me
that's
questions. What did Carmen say about this and that? I'm like, I don't know. Listen to the show. Like I have to listen to it as well. And my daughter said, "Oh my gosh, on January 20th, you made a prediction about UFOs. That was
Mhm.
our last episode."
Mhm.
Daughter sends me a picture on her phone. It was some news thing all
Yeah.
about UFOs are happening more than we think, and there's a lot been hidden. And she sends it. She goes, "Mom, Carmen predicted this was going to happen on January 20th." So
Well, more is going to come because I mean, think about this. When in the history of our lives I still remember the day I'm sitting here on the couch watching the news this fall when they're saying that they shot down orbs out of the sky across the United States and Canada, lights. And then, what were they? They can't find them. They can't find the wreckage. Now, we knew about the balloon. That wasn't the things they shot down. And so, if you think about it,
then we wonder why we have trust issues.
if you
This
think
doesn't
about,
exactly help us develop a sense of trust
I
when
know,
they
I
say
know.
one thing and then they say another thing and then there's another, right? Yeah.
I mean, if you think about look how technological we've gotten so quickly, and it's even getting more. I was doing a class. I work with, victim advocacy, and we had a training about social media and virtual reality worlds. And there is actually law enforcement training people, and kids and teens about protecting themselves in the virtual world because there's people getting sexually assaulted and harassed in these headsets, in these metaverses. I
You
mean, this is
mentioned
Aquarius.
you mentioned this the last show. You were
Yeah,
telling us
this
about this.
this is
Yeah.
Aquarius. I
Yeah.
went to a restaurant. Did I tell you about this? And a robot came
Yes,
up
the
and was
last
our
show. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so this
Yeah.
this is we're in an age of Aquarius, guys. We're in it. And
We're
it's
in it.
only going to intensify. So what's hard for us is that Capricorn's about tradition. It's practical, it's real, it's basic. Like you put your money in the bank, you keep cash in your pocket, right? Simple. Aquarius is all about non-tradition, things that are
Wow.
out of the box, things that are scientific and very forward thinking, futuristic, like time travel, like the
It's hard to grasp.
hard to grasp, like the movie The Fifth Element years ago with Bruce Willis, those flying cars and all this stuff. That is the age of Aquarius kind of vibe that we're getting into now. They're working on finding cars that, we have cars that plug in, but they're working on finding cars that can fly and we don't even need gas. I mean, all of this stuff, and then these scientific, research on cancer, Alzheimer's. You can see all these innovative, scientific medical things too that we could see now that we're in this age of Aquarius. So it's a good thing, but the bad thing about it is that it's breaking from tradition, and it's people, it's rebellion. People feel rebellious. People want to stand up against authority. That's Aquarian. They don't want to be told what to do. Their authority, they have to respect authority to follow it. So there's people going to push the limit, and with the government, with their beliefs, with religion, and then wanting, like, what are
Do you feel
UFO?
like it's kind of a waking up thing? I mean, would you
Yeah,
say that people have been a little complacent in terms of
yeah,
these kinds of situations? I mean, we just went through COVID and,
yeah.
all sorts of things happen there that, and people are, I don't know. I'm just wondering if this is people rebelling as a good thing, or do you see it as things are going to get kind of nasty, or both?
I think the Pluto and Aquarius, it is an awakening, and it's meant to. I believe it's like going to be a spiritual awakening, because Uranus is the planet that rules Aquarius, and Uranus is awakens. It's the word awakens whatever area of life it's in, and it forces you to grow and grow as a person, or as a society, or as a world, as a community. It forces you to let go of the old ways, things that don't make sense anymore. And so people
Including some of the traditional things. I mean, let's face it, some of the traditional things might have to go. They're
yeah.
archaic.
Well, think about this. A very Aquarian thing is, when people talk of aliens, and different research on it, they say that they don't really have a sex. They're not a certain orientation. They're not, they're like, there's no sex of an alien. They're not female or male.
Okay.
And then look in our society, what's happening now with our generation and kids.
Yeah.
They're questioning their identity as in those areas. So that's Aquarius energy. And it's hard because, we have to learn to adapt to this new generation of kids and teens, and it's all kind of in line with Aquarius. And I talked to my daughter about it, and she's so open-minded, and tries to explain to me, well, love is love. It shouldn't matter if you're a male, what body part you have. And all this, it just, for us older people, we're more traditional. I think, growing up in the Pluto
Sure.
and Capricorn generation, we were raised in this. They were raised with technology. I mean, the iPads, my nieces and nephews are on iPads all the time and games. When we were growing up, we had nothing. We didn't even have cell phone. We were out in the woods in trees, catching crawdads. I mean, so
Right.
it's a whole different generation of people. And that's why I think a lot of the uprisings are happening on college campuses,
Yeah.
because that's the generation that is the age of Aquarius generation. So it's not a bad thing, guys, but I think we're going to see a lot more stuff happening in the sky. And this is just
Okay.
my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if people, we see on the news, there's lights, and the whole world sees it on the news again, like we
Are
did
you
a couple.
talking like in the next couple of months we're going to start seeing this stuff, or is this your prediction over the
Um,
2024? What are you feeling
I tell
there?
you what, I just had a UFO dream a month ago.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
that you told me that, I think. Yeah, you told me that.
When I dream these things,
Then
and
they're close.
and there's all these theories about this. I mean, I talked to someone that said that they don't really think they're aliens, so to speak, like green little men guys, that they're more of a consciousness, like there's a higher level consciousness out in the universe that interacts with us in our world, in our realm, that we're just not advanced enough to know. I mean, so it doesn't mean they're little green men. I mean,
Mm.
there's all these theories that, they're not really,
I agree with that consciousness thing.
yeah, they're
That
like
that
a
there's a
higher,
consciousness. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, of course, my where I go to is the emotional part, and also
yeah,
my concern is that with that change, are you going to get less feeling in terms
yeah,
of
yeah.
consciousness and awareness in terms of humanity? Because you do kind of wonder about people that do horrible things and how does that happen, kind of thing. Like it feels like they're what. Anyway, we could go
Yeah.
off on a
But think
tangent on
about it.
that.
All the
Yeah.
drones, drones are in the sky. Anything with the air is Aquarius. So if
Okay.
there's a war, if there's something going on, it's going to be by air. It's going to be,
Ah, okay.
which we just had a drone attack and we lost some soldiers this week.
I saw that.
So
Yeah.
it's that kind of stuff. And yeah. And
Interesting.
but
So
we just got to
where in
be
where are
open.
we at with all of this in February? So
Yeah, yeah.
what's
So
going
guys,
on there?
we got a ton of Aquarius energy impacting us, guys. And for me, I'm not Aquarius energy can be difficult because it's a detached,
Mhm.
logical, intellectual energy. So you might feel like it's hard for you to really get in touch with your emotions right now.
That's
Okay.
what I mean. Okay. Thank
Yes.
you for
Just
articulating what I was trying to say.
just
Okay.
just accept it, guys. It's okay. Just be in the moment. Don't try to force yourself to feel anything. Just you gotta be in this energy and let yourself experience it. It's painful. I know. I've been
Are we
feeling
going to be in it for 20 years?
no, 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 no. Just
It's
this
just
month, there was a lot.
there's this month. Okay.
Yeah, let me tell you why. So on
Okay.
February 5th, the planet of communication, Mercury, is in Aquarius. It moves into Aquarius. So how we think is going to be affected with Aquarius energy, guys, our thoughts. Also, we have Pluto in Aquarius, which I told you happened the
So
end
how
of the
would
month.
that affect our thoughts if we're feeling
Yeah.
that effect?
So whenever a planet changes signs, just like the moon, we're going to be our mental processes and our communication, which is Mercury, is going to be affected by the sign that Mercury's in. So right now, it was in Capricorn. Mercury's in Capricorn. So for the past, month or so, we were like, thinking about our goals and
Oh,
making
that's
money,
right.
being
Yep.
successful.
Okay.
Now Mercury is in Aquarius, which is going to be thinking more about being innovative, being creative, think futuristic, think being rebellious, a little bit rebellious, thinking outside the box, doing things that are new that we've never tried before. Where Capricorn was like, no, we're not doing that. That's risky because it's not practical. Aquarius is like, but it feels right and I want to try it. Let's just see what happens, kind of taking risk. So mentally, we may also feel like we're more logical, like we're not communicating in an emotional kind of way. We're more like get to the point and just, facts. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. I can handle that.
Yeah.
I
And it's just
can
going to
do
be
that.
for a little while. It's not going to
It
be,
kind of feels like a nice break.
yeah, it's in Mercury moves fast through the signs. It's
Okay.
not going to last forever in a house or sign. That's what I like about Mercury and stuff.
Sometimes
Like,
I love to the point. Like just get to
yeah,
the damn point.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
My husband was talking to me about something this morning and I was in between clients and I went upstairs and he's telling me something about the news. And I looked at him, I just said, that's a story that did not need to be repeated.
Yeah,
Like literally, like
yeah,
there's just some things I don't need to hear about. I don't need to know about. And it was just me being sort
yeah,
of to the
yeah,
point because
yeah,
I'm in between clients. I don't need that energy, right? What's going on? I'm like, that's one story that just did not need to be repeated
yeah,
today.
yeah.
The end.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I
Go
like it. Yeah.
ahead.
So you'll be feeling, well, we got Mercury there, and then on February 9, we have the new moon in Aquarius. So
Okay.
our circle's on February 8th, guys, if you want
Oh,
to
that's
join.
right. Circling up at February 8th. You got to sign
Yep.
up though. Yep.
Yes. And the new moon is in Aquarius. So, we talked about how the moon moves through each sign every 2 to 3 days. And so when we have a full moon, we have a new moon, or there's these different cycles of the moon that we call, and eclipses and, all lunar, solar eclipses, we've talked about those before. But a new moon is a time to manifest your intentions and goals of the future during that moon cycle. Because the moon
And
has
I
its,
can't wait to share with the group. I had something big manifest.
oh, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll talk about it in the group. I'm
Okay.
going to take up airtime
So,
here. But anyway, go ahead.
so, so new
And
moon,
somebody else did. Somebody
did
else
they?
did.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
And from our group,
Oh, good. Oh,
yeah.
cool.
And I was a part of it. It was like being part of
Oh, that is neat.
when somebody's going to get something and you find out before
Oh,
they
yeah.
know that they're going to get it, like it happened
Oh,
like that. Yeah,
nice.
they told
Oh,
me
nice.
first, and I was like, "Oh my God, do they not realize she was in the Moo Moon group?" Anyway, I'll tell you later.
It's
Go
so
ahead.
cool.
Yeah.
So new moon, guys, is in Aquarius. So it's where we're going to look is, you want to think about Aquarius energy. It's hard to feel Aquarius energy because it's air. It's
Mm.
very logical. It's very it's it's eccentric. It's unique. It's creative. It's imaginative. It's innovative, out of the box kind of thinking. So this is a time to be creative and think about ways you can be more technological, you know, ways that you can also maybe detach emotionally. Maybe you're taking on people's
Two
problems and
emotions.
emotions,
Yeah,
and this
totally.
helps you be more balanced, because Aquarians are thinkers. They're not feelers. So like high drama and displays of emotion, they're like, oh, they don't know what to do. Aquarians are like, oh, it's okay, pat them on the back, because okay, whereas me and Sherry are like, oh, give us a hug, we're so sorry, we're crying with them, right? So Aquarius is like not doing that. It's like, it's not being cold, but
Mm.
it seems that way because they're humanitarian. They want to help people. Aquarians love to help, but they do it in a detached way. Like, that's your stuff.
Yeah,
It's not my problem, but I care about you and I'll talk to you as a human being
yeah,
and logically talk through the issue, but they're
yeah,
not going to like feel your pain and be an empath with you, and take on all your problems. So
yeah,
they make great doctors and surgeons and medical field people because they can see someone laying on do brain surgery and not get emotionally detached, upset about it. So, they're really good at having that balance. So, but they're also like their freedom and independence. So it's a way we need to think about where do we want to have freedom and independence in our life, right now, in our
mm,
motions, do
yeah,
we feel like we've been stuck and trapped? Because, we were a new moon Capricorn, which was a heavy energy. It was
yeah,
all about, achievement and our work and our goals. And
yeah. You
now
can only do that for so long. You need a
yeah,
break. Yeah.
yeah, so new ideas. This is a time to be inspired with new ideas and awaken your creativity. And then that's on the 9th. And then February 13th, Mars goes into Aquarius, the planet Mars. So see, there's a lot of
That's a
Aquarius
planet of
energy.
war, right? My
Yeah.
learning.
And so I would say we
Oh,
would see things happening in the air, guys, on the news. Things,
oh,
yeah.
really? And on February 13th.
Around then, yeah, once it goes in there, we're going to see it for, it won't be there for a long, long time. Maybe I
Okay.
think it's like maybe a month or so, 45 days. I have to see how many days Mars transits through there. But,
Okay.
but it'll probably for a month, just kind of watch around the 13th and past then till we meet up in March again. And we'll see what happens, in
See
the
what
world.
happens.
Because
We
these
need
things, these
to,
energies affect the world. I mean, it
yeah.
affects what happens in the world. So,
So we're going to take a pause on February 13th. We're going to go to a quick break, everyone. If
okay.
you're just joining on the radio, Carmen Turner Schott is here. She's our resident astrologer. She's the author of over 10 books now, all on astrology, energy, self care, all that good stuff. And we are giving you your February update, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. So hang in there. Welcome back to Just Ask Spirit. Today, your February astrology update with I almost said doctor. I do that a lot. I want to call people doctor.
Yeah.
You're kind of like a doctor of astrology.
I'm
Anyway.
Dr. Astro. Yeah.
Anyway, Carmen Turner Schott is in the house. I was just thinking during the break, around that February 13th period, I know there's a lot of school vacations. Like when you say in the air, should people be concerned about like flying and stuff or
No, no,
okay, okay.
it'll
So you're not
be,
talking about that kind of stuff. You're just
no, if
what do you
there'll
mean?
be more, like if there's, well, there could be more of a passion and drive to fly and be,
Oh,
in the air.
okay.
Uh, but also, anything with violence and war and battle and anything we're involved in, will be intense. It'll be more technological kind of things going on with battle,
Oh, okay.
more innovation, more, trying to create, more scientific ways to fight and do certain things. And drones, that's a big one with drones,
Okay.
and these devices, that are in the air. I mean, it's kind of how we're gonna be seen on the news.
Okay.
Where
That's
now, it's been more ground stuff, you're
gotcha.
watching. So I
Okay.
that's, and
So
then a lot of it, I mean, and then guys, I hate to say it, Venus. So the cool thing is, let me see where Venus has been in Capricorn. Okay. So during Valentine's Day, it's still in Capricorn. So it might be a good time, to be more traditional about Valentine's Day this year
Oh,
because you get those roses
with those
for
flowers.
yeah,
I
get
can't
a card
stand
for
red
your husband.
roses. Every time I see red roses, I feel like it's a funeral. I tell
Yeah,
my husband all the time, don't buy
get
me red
lilies or
roses.
something.
He still
Lilies.
buys me red roses, and
You do?
it's very sweet. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
I kind of like the fresh bouquets. What do you
Yeah.
like? What kind of
Yeah.
flowers do you like for Valentine's Day?
I don't always tell my husband not to get me roses too.
Do you?
Yeah, I tell him not to get me flowers anymore because they just die so quickly. So he got me like the fruit bouquet, whatever the heck was one.
Oh, with the chocolate.
Yeah, yeah, he did that
Nice.
1 year, and now I'm like, let's just go out to eat.
That's the way I
Let's get
feel.
reservations to a nice restaurant and let's go out. That's what I told him this year. Let's just go to a new restaurant we haven't been to, somewhere nice that you know,
Yeah.
ambient, and relaxing. And so that's what I like to do. I tell him, don't get me flowers. He sometimes does, but I'm not a big red roses fan either. I like just beautiful carnations and different colored flowers and
Yeah.
and colorful pinks,
Colorful.
purples. Yeah, yeah,
So
bouquets.
based on what's happening, astrology, that time of year, what kind of flowers do you suggest? What colors?
Oh, let's see, Capricorn's about tradition.
Okay, so
So
traditional. So that's why we're talking
traditional,
roses.
yeah,
You can
and
buy
to
roses for yourself too,
Yes.
folks.
Yes, you can be your own Valentine,
Be
guys,
your
if you
own
don't have a
Valentine.
Valentine. You don't need a
Yes. Write
Valentine.
yourself a love note.
Yeah,
Tell
take
yourself
yourself
how
out to dinner
take your
and
yes. Tell
yeah,
yourself how much you love you.
yeah, yeah. And it's funny,
I'm
because when you're married for so long, it gets to be where you kind of I tell my husband we really need to be better about celebrating these special occasions because you kind of get in the mode, oh, let's don't get me anything
I
for my birthday.
agree.
Don't
Yeah.
get me anything on the anniversary. Don't spend a lot of money on me on this. We get into that habit every year. And I told him the other day, I said, we need to celebrate these special occasions
Yeah.
more. We're bad about that because really he's like, well, I don't need anything. I don't need anything either, but let's go
Do
somewhere and
something.
go out
Go
to
for
eat.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go to
Yeah.
dinner. And I mean, I'm sick of cooking. All I do is cook. So, let's go out, let someone cook and give us a night, get a glass of wine or whatever.
See, I work a lot at night. So
Yeah.
like tonight I'm teaching psychology at the college.
Oh yeah.
So I just say, can we get takeout?
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
just no time.
I
I'll end my day and then
I
it
know.
feels like so rushed. So I just say, you know what, takeout, just like
Yeah.
burritos or something. I don't know.
The
Anyway,
day flies by so quick. So
exactly.
this
So where are
Valentine's
we?
Day, guys, um you need to do something because Capricorns are all about
Don't
they
skip
like
it. Yeah.
yeah, Capricorns like nice things. Capricorns are very into Valentine's Day and these things. They like to dress up. They like to get a nice gift for their loved ones. That energy of Capricorn is very traditional, very likes expensive, nice things, perfume. They're into the practical gift giving that is can be a
Okay.
little pricey because they like to show their loved ones they love them. That's the Capricorn thing, doing things for people.
That's
And
sweet.
so you
Yeah.
might be into that. And then right after Valentine's Day, Venus goes into Aquarius.
What does that mean? You're laughing.
It's
Why is
just like
that
we got
funny?
Mars in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius. So it's like no emotion, guys. It's gonna be mental. I mean, just like
Oh, so
logic.
Valentine's Day might not be very loving. It might just be like going through the motions. I don't know. So that's
I know.
interesting. Okay,
It's not a
so
romantic energy this month. It's not a romantic energy going on this month. It's more of a I don't know. Like, you know what? This is a time to change things up in your relationships. That's what's coming to me.
okay.
If you've been stuck in a rut, Aquarius energy is wonderful to snap you out of that and to grow together as a partnership, as a couple. If
Okay.
you've got your old ways, like we were just saying, where
Yeah.
don't get me anything. Oh, I don't want to spend the money. Forget that. Do
Yeah.
something new and exciting. That's Aquarius.
Okay.
Challenge the status quo. If you've been not growing, Aquarius forces you to grow. So that's a good thing to do this month. Grow your relationship with whatever significant other you have. Force
Okay.
yourself to do something different and new on Valentine's Day. That's my
Okay.
advice.
All right. Let's do that. Okay. So now
Yeah.
where are we at? So this Venus thing.
Yeah, Venus and Aquarius. And then February 18, the sun moves into Pisces. So the sun has also been in Aquarius the whole month of Feb. We're going to have the sun in Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius, Mars in Aquarius,
Gosh.
Pluto in Aquarius,
Wow.
Mercury. Yeah, Mercury. So all of that Aquarius, and then all of a sudden on the 18th, we're going to get a relief because the sun goes into Pisces, which is water, emotions, the mystic, spirituality.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah,
teaching yoga with the
innovation.
angels that day.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
imagination, creativity, love, romance. So, Pisces is um mystical and artistic. They love music and they feel your pain and they're empathic and they like to help people. They're compassionate. So we'll be more in tune with our compassionate emotional nature at the end of February.
End of February. Okay.
And then Mercury moves
Yeah.
out of Aquarius into Pisces, which is good, on
Okay.
February 23rd.
Okay.
So we'll have a shift with a relief from some of the Aquarius energy at the end of the month. And then, so we'll be, when Mercury's in Pisces, is going to be a good time to be creative. It'll be a good time for me and you to work on writing these books that we're doing. It's a good, because
Yeah.
you'll be more in the flow of your
I'm hoping to
creative.
be done with mine by then, Carmen.
Oh, shoot, I'm blocked. I haven't even started.
Well, you were
I'm
sick. You were
true.
sick.
I was.
I won't be done. I'll need more time. I'm in the rewrite now. I'm in
Okay.
the I'm
Okay.
in the okay. I thought that was the final draft, but it's not the final draft. So I'm
Oh
going
man.
back and rewriting a lot of things. So anyway,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
no, I
Well,
actually won't be done by February 29th for sure. But anyway,
it might get your
okay.
attention.
It feels just a lot of Aquarius energies or anything else that we need to
Yeah.
know here. I mean, we've
Just
got uh,
just the big thing is the full moon
oh,
at the end of the month will be in Virgo on February 24th.
okay.
And so the full moon in Virgo is going to be all about self-care, focusing on, perfecting things, getting organized, getting our life in order, getting our goals in order, making lists, to-do list, kind of figuring out what do we need to get organized and structured in our life, in our routine.
Because of
So
that Virgo energy moving
yeah,
in. Okay.
yeah, yeah, that
So we
full
got a
moon.
little bit of everything.
Yeah, this month's an interesting month. February is always a very fast month. I always feel like it goes
Yeah.
by quick.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're in March. I mean,
I
it's like
know.
February just flies by.
Yeah.
January drags forever to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
agree.
then February is like, what? Oh my gosh, it's already March. So lots of good
I
energy.
mean, it's nice to have the holidays to break things
Yeah,
up, add a little fun, and
yeah,
the colors start to change, and you get out of the holiday mode and you start to,
yeah.
wear different colors and think about love and all that stuff. I mean, everybody focusing on love and thinking about love can't be a bad thing, right? Whether you're with someone or not, just the idea of focusing on love.
Yeah.
All
You know
right.
what?
Well, good. Yeah.
Yeah, something just came to me like with
Yeah.
this Aquarius energy. Aquarians rule friendship
Mm,
and and social connections and groups. So this month is maybe a really good time energy wise. This is what's coming through to spend more time with your friends,
mm.
making new friends, hanging out with your friends you haven't seen for a while, going and doing something fun together. Uh, making those connections and linking up with acquaintances and people that getting to know them a little better, doing, getting out and about, but spend some time with your friends, because Aquarius rules friendship in groups. It rules the 11th house. So that kind of just popped in. But
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you. And then, of course, we're going to be running that new moon circle for manifesting on February 8th. Go
yes.
to Just Ask Spirit Marketplace. You can register there. It's at sheriannaboyle.com. That's my name. And you get a lot. in that circle time. And we also record it. You get that recording for a few days to watch the replay there. We like to have you watch it during that new moon energy period. And then of course, then we're on to the next thing that we're manifesting, right? Carmen, well, thank you so much. This has been really nice. Nice to catch up. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. Me too. Oh, it's been
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you have your radio show, so people can check you out. Just go to carmenturnerschott.com and then you'll see everything that Carmen does there. She has a lot of different things, groups and things she does. I also have things at sheriannaboyle.com if you want to take a look at my membership where we do some energy healing with the rays of light, which are according to the spiritual laws. All this stuff helps you kind of get through these ups and downs, all these supports out there. We hope that you take advantage of what we have to offer. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. Thanks, Carmen. Thanks for
Thank you.
listening. And remember, your emotions matter. Processing them matters more. Take care, everyone.